All right. Hello to anyone watching in the future, because I just popped this out of nowhere. I'm going to be doing a showcasing of my new rigged Vtube model hand. It's not like, so a lot of people use like, what's it, like Spud tablet to have their hand draw for them on their screen using this this program made by an artist that says he's not good at programming and stuff. And I'm not good at programming either, but however, I have successfully accomplished something. Actually, I need to put that down by here so it doesn't just go over everything else. I have created a hand that follows my mouse. Now, maybe checking things back and forth, we test this stuff. So the whole thing here is in recordings, I've had pixel, like almost pixel perfect movements and stuff. So I'm not sure about a lot of stuff. And also the screen and stuff. So I'm just going to be like also checking the recording while we do this and stuff. We're testing out my new drawing hand for at least, if it doesn't work for streams, because streams work differently for like input, outputs, video formats, composites and stuff. Recordings, it worked perfectly and stuff. It looks great, you know, it just, it does everything I want it to do, and it's just the initial stage prototype. So I do little doodles, I take a look at it, I check the stream, make sure it looks like it's following suit perfectly, etc., you know? It looks like it's doing pretty good, actually. So, for the curious, this is the hand. This is what we're going to be working with today. We're going to be trying to get this... Yeah, well, it's already fine-tuned, it looks like. Which is good. So we're just going to see how it looks and stuff. Doing art streams. Got a very big screen up here. So we can test, like, how it looks when it does stuff, you know? Just the 1 pixel lines. Just making sure it looks good, you know? Zoom out and do it again. It's all just testing this stuff. I mean, this is what like true rigging looks like with Live2D. A bunch of experiments and stuff, and a lunatic in the back end trying to make sure that everything looks good. Because everything looks like it's going pretty quick. It's following and stuff. By the way, I'm using a tablet for all this. It works with a mouse as well. So this is my little project I'm working with and stuff. Now, no one's watching yet, but this is for the people that see in the future and stuff. But we're going to be testing this out while also coming up with crazy ideas and stuff, and thinking about things I got for the channel and everything else. So, for those who don't know who I am, which is like 98.5% of you, even though I only get a few views in the first place, that's still a high number. Yeah, I'm Darus. I'm a Vtube model maker, an animator, rigger, and a potential cult leader. But anyways, you know, I do a lot of like Vtube model stuff and such, and some of the crazier things. I also might have the world record for the smallest made Vtube model. Yeah, it's a pixel. It's much work, but I still experiments is what I do. I do crazy things. I have a backgrounds, overlays, and stuff. But we are trying to figure out things to draw and stuff. I'm a terrible artist, by the way. And everyone goes, "You're not a terrible artist." I'm like, if it takes me 3 weeks to draw a stick figure, it makes me a bad artist. Even if the stick figure looks great after 4 weeks, no, I'm not an artist. Art is not my profession and talent. Just because I can do some, just because my model looks alright, just because I made a psychotic puppet that looks alright, because I've done another model that no one will ever get to see. I didn't do the art for him. I did the rigging. I do good animation, I think. And I can patch up models pretty well, I think. So I'm that kind of like low-level artist, upper mid-level rigging specialist. You gotta do weird things. So let's talk about this hand. Woo. So for those who are wondering about, so the thing about the hand is you can see when I just move around, this thing has animations to it beyond, you know. It's like we have the animations of the impact, but it's not like animations for a lot of stuff. You might see more and think there's more with things like Spud Tablet or other peripherals that do this kind of stuff. But the whole goal of this was perfection with it. And then, of course, what I like to do with a lot of Vtube model things is timing. You see, a lot of people don't think about that they have to time things together. Things have to be set back or forward sometimes. So I'm using my phone for tracking, and then I'm using VBridger to collect the data from Vtube Studio, which is on my iPhone, which is connected to the ARC kit, which is a, program sort of overlay they use with the camera. So let's just think of the whole system of the delay. This is what people have issues with models and stuff. We've got the camera, right? We just do like a crappy, okay, like iPhones are nowadays like, I'm getting confused with my cameras, okay? So camera, phone camera, right? It goes to a app of Vtube Studio. When used on the phone, you can use it for collecting tracking data, right? But first for that, we have ARCit. So that's above it. So this goes to this, actually, which then goes down to this. And then it goes into this, this VBridger. That's another program. And that's on my computer, so that's PC. And that goes over here to Vtube Studio, but this is on PC. The top one's on iPhone. And then it goes to Vtube Studio, which then goes to OBS. I don't know how well it can be seen and stuff with all the stuff. I'm scribbling here, right? The point is, we have like, let's just call this a half a jump, right? Jump, 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 jump. That's 4.5 times we have a jump with our delays and stuff, right? So we have 4.5 times a jump with our delays. It results in a 100 to millisecond delay. For the record, I'm not even sure I'm fine-tuned perfectly and stuff, but I'm on a 450 millisecond delay for my Vtube models talking, which is interesting. So delays are something that happen with a lot of models and stuff, right? And so that is a thing to consider. Now, for the record, the hand you see, there's no delay on that. It's the input and output by the, actually there is a delay, but the input and output is based on the mouse input and stuff, so it's not there, even though we have a custom script and everything, and I'll have to double check and making sure it looks like it's working. And I don't know if it freezes up because I'm not able to see the screen. I have to go out of it and look at it, like dancing around, like when I'm looking at OBS, then jump back in the program, which takes a second because Create is kind of a little bit finicky. I learned about a good program earlier for working with Vtube models with a friend earlier. I have to look in that one day. But we use Krita because I like it. It's like Paint Shop Pro, and that's what I like. And it's free. But use another program where you can actually like move the lines around and stuff. And I gotta figure that stuff out, because at least I could do the line art setup with that. Very interesting stuff. Very similar to Vtube model making. I should tell her about that actually. She asked me questions about rigging it earlier. She's got to rig up one of her PNG tuber friends. I'm trying to line down. I'm like, hey, get me in touch with your people. I'm free. Rigging and everything else and all this technology I have that no one wants. For the record though, there is a 450 delay on the hand as well. Why? Because everything is delayed by 450 seconds. 0.45 seconds. Milliseconds. 450 milliseconds. That's almost half a second everything else. A little tuned down because it works a little more tight that way. Might need to be like 430 or something. It's so technical, I don't want to like freak out over that or anything. Well, we'll test that one day maybe. But you know, we're at 450 seconds, so that makes it there. So when I go 1, 2, and 3, it actually, you know, it lines up with it. Otherwise, it won't line up. We're getting everything tuned up together. That's how it's worked, right? So, today, we're just testing out the hand. That's not much to do, right? So there's got to be some other things. And so I'm going to drag everyone here that joins or watches this video in the future for my little ride. You get to join me down the path of insanity as I ramble, bumble, and technically improve on, like, deciding my features and concepts I've got to work on, right? So, we have the hand. That's our number one thing, right? We got to get this hand done. And so, what's lacking on the hand? You can see there's a little bit of stuff with it, so it's just more hand stuff. We need more movements. We need probably better physics. I like the fact that we have the arm moving a little bit and some jiggle with the glove, but you know, I can still fine tune it. I don't do a lot of physics work, even though I have physics on all my models. I just don't do a lot of it, right? And we're going to draw it, because even though I have a horrible writing disability that prevents me from writing properly with letters and stuff and causes incredibly debilitating pain, we're writing it down because the hand needs to move. Strange enough, art doesn't affect my hand, but writing letters does. Probably because there's just more dashes. Man, if I had to write like kanji or, God forbid, like Chinese lettering every day, my hand would contort within itself and probably rip off my arm and run away somewhere safe or something. That's probably how the Addams Family got started with Thing, you know? So, that's what I do. But also another thing with the hand, arm. You can see when I go to the far end and stuff, we have that elbow missing, right? So we're going to do, why did I put a B there? That's why I put a B there. I went ahead and thought too much. We're going to put an elbow to it, and so the arm will extend a little bit. We're going to, you know, there's my art skill. So, what I'm going to do, this area right here. We'll talk more random ramblings later, you know, it's just going to be that thing. But so, this elbow joint, right? So, what I'm going to do is we're going to have a connection like this. There will be a nice shadow here or something. We'll have opacity go up and down as it becomes more in point and stuff. And I'll try to figure it out and stuff. I should probably also apply some opacity to it as it goes along and stuff. But that will this will be the main arm right there. Right there will go under the big arm joint. So it's going to be a layer under it, and so we can kind of like contort. When colors are the same with Vtube models, they will merge together perfectly. And so the whole goal is having the outlines and stuff of this one go over this one. There's going to be a lot of errors everywhere. I get used to it. It's just going to be that way today. So, we're going to have the shadows of that. Well, there's going to be the color merging, but we're going to have a separate layer. Or a elbow kind of like crease in the cloth. And then also we're going to animate the arm to work with certain ways when it comes to doing certain things and such. We're going to have it working well. It's going to shift as the arm shifts from left, right, up, down. And that's going to give a much more natural look when I'm moving my hand around and stuff, you know? So it's not just going to be the wrist. We're going to add an arm in there. Because my wrist doesn't do a lot of moving when I'm doing this stuff. Everyone thinks the wrist should be going, you know, up and down and down and up. But no, my hand basically stays the same. It's like a machine. I'm not trying to draw and scribble. Am I doing some more when I do this or something? But I'm still trying to figure out how to do the motions for that properly. So that's one plan. Get the arm and the hand working better. Make an arm to the make a longer arm for the hand. Which doesn't seem like you would want that, you know? Because it's going to block more screen. Everyone wants to go from... All the hands I see on stuff is like... It's like it comes from the bottom. Every stream I've seen with someone's hand looks like that. Now, yeah, I'm coming in on the side here. I'm doing it realistically. I'm sitting in a chair. My arm is propped on my armrest. We're going sideways here, you know? We're going, woo! So, not doing puzzle. This is a custom Live2D Vtube model arm, custom created, rigged and animated with custom scripts and plugins to allow it to follow the mouse. And then it took me a long time to get my stream started. I was actually going to start 15 minutes earlier, but then I had to figure out how to do Spout 2 times 2. It was easier than I thought. I had messed up on a concept with it and forgot to put opacity on the second Spout 2 input. And then I just changed the plugin to port 8002 instead of 1. And that allows me to use vBridger as well. But that is the plans for the arm. We're going to do more with it one day. I mean, I might... It's going to be when I'm randomly going about it, right? You're going to see the arm moving around randomly too because it follows the mouse like this. And then if I use my pen, it follows that around too. Because my tablet pen basically takes over, I've duplicated the screen onto my tablet, and my tablet basically works like a mouse. A lot of people's tablets do. So you can use a lot of mouse filters and stuff. There's certain things I can do with clicking and stuff to make it more different. I've been trying to do some stuff. I haven't figured out how to do that completely with like the hotkeys and stuff. I can always add it to my little plug-in because I've already got it there. Might as well add more to it, right? So let me just check everything before we go on further because, you know, technical crap, right? You're going to see the thing move around like crazy because I'm like looking at the screen behind us. So you're like, my mouse is going to go crazy because I'm just looking at my outputs and stuff right now. I should get my Kick checking up. You know, got a lot more people checking out my streams on Kick now, which is very interesting because Kick was very dead after they got rid of the bot swarm. That used to be a hard thing all the time. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Now we got some people keep chatting on Twitch, which is kind of what I was looking for people to check out. All right, so now we'll start going into non-hand related things using the hand. So let me tell you guys, especially because some of you guys might not be you might not be initiated with me. So let's explain this, all right? And we'll use the hand to do it right. Let's get a bigger pin set. Okay. So, I lead a cult. We are... Okay. I am a terrible artist. So let me get this bigger at least. Okay, that's way too big. Alright, to heck with it. Okay, that's not what I'm going to do. There. Okay. So I lead something I call the Mad Cult. Non-religious base, it's just a cult. It's like obsessing over things. And we will have ideas and obsess over things regularly. You know, we're going to maybe even have a random wheel or something. Okay, I can't draw. I gotta do better. That's annoying me. Okay, we might have like a random wheel and stuff, or, you know, choosing what we believe in from things that people will, you know, put in the cult hat. Drop your little folded paper in there. and we'll have a decision on what we believe for a period of time. The obsession of the cult. You know, that's the idea, right? So we drive the mad cult. That's the whole concept. That's the whole goal. That's the whole joke for everyone enjoying there. And the rest of you are all uninitiated. You're not important to me until you join and subscribe, follow, etc. Depending on which platform. It doesn't matter which platform, as long as you're part of the numbers. We're going to build it up and have all sorts of things and fun little chats and crazy concepts about how insane the world is. Because we're not insane. The world's insane. We're just here following along and doing things that show how insane the world is, right? So, what do you get for being part of the cult? Well, you get to screw me over in games. We'll eventually have Twitch integration in games and other things. You'll get to start saying things to me and yelling at me. And you can call me an idiot. You can banter against me. Call me stupid. Say I'm doing dumb things. Demean me in comical ways. Just do it well. You know what I mean? Point out my flaws. I don't mind. Well, I kind of do, but I kind of don't do. You know, it just... The better you can make an insult against me based on those things, the more fun we have on that. It's like my friends tell me, you talk too much. And I have nothing to say against that because that's absolutely true. And, yeah, that's one of the things. But then you gotta think, but Darus, do we get anything more by being the mad cult? Well, I'm glad you asked. If we get numbers high enough, I'm going to draw you all a custom free Vtube model available to all members of the cult eventually. Don't you all want to wear red robes and be mysterious? Hello, Phineas. Yes, extra stream. It's, you know, art streams are random. And Silent, you absolutely overdid the anger today. I was having such a hard time today, Silent, while you were streaming Cuphead. You know what I almost did, Silent? It was going to pop a little side going, those bombs aren't stupid, they're following you. I think they're pretty smart. Hello, Layla, how are you? We're testing out the hand. How's it look? Anyways, this is the goal, eventually. If we get enough members for the cult, I will make you guys... I'm watching Silent. I'll make you guys... I'll make for all cult members, we'll have available the Mad Cult V2 model. It will be a set of robes, mysterious and dark, with obscured face and everything else. And if more people join, I'll even make an asset for people to put on top of V2 models they already have, so that they can wear a cult robe without having to change their model. And Silent, we need to find a way to, I need to find a way based on, like, something to make your toggles for the red face just turn on. You should have turned on your toggles. It's like number 6 or something for you. The one that gives you the red face and everything, Silent, we should have turned that on. You would have gotten so many people watching. You're stopping that thing. Maybe one day, like, you're gonna have to throw you're gonna have to throw it. You're gonna have to throw it. Gonna have to throw the Miku into the cult hat. I don't see if it was small enough. You're gonna fold it up and add it to the cult hat, you know? Oh, being absolutely furious, Silent. All right, we're gonna have to make you, we're gonna make some way to, like, talk. I thought, like, if I did, we might be able to rig it to be, like, with your model, Silent, for how, like, angry you get. You know, we got the anger of your giant potato. Just now realize your model shaped like potato, Silent. Silent's model. We got that anger part, just rampantly red and everything. That's not right. There we go. I mean, it looks like blood, but you know, that's how it looks, right? So, let me just do it better then. We're gonna make you mad, Silent. We can tie it to like mouth voice loudness somehow, but I want it to kind of tie down. Yes, Layla. I've said hello a few times already. Do you not hear me say things like hello to you and Miku and stuff? Come on. I feel like you ignore me when you look at myself. I am fine. I know the delay is not 4 minutes long on this on YouTube. I know it's only about 15 to 30 seconds tops. But anyway, Silent, we can tie this to like, let's just make your, draw the rest of your model a little bit. That's what Silent's model looks like. Oh, maybe the hat. There. Your headphones have water. I'm not going to ask how you got water in your headphones, Layla. I'm not going to ask. That's like an issue. You know, Silent, no one would ever think that I'm the artist of your model looking at my sketch work. No one would ever think that. Ever. But I'm trying to think of ways to add toggles that could be automatic for you, Silent. Maybe there's a way to toggle a, like... I mean, but the problem is, like, I want to do loudness, but if you're screaming in fear, loudness doesn't show you angry. It shows you angry instead of afraid. That wouldn't work. You need new cousins, Layla. You need new cousins. Just shop around. Maybe there's a cousin store somewhere. You get a new cousin that doesn't flush your headset in the toilet. But this is a goal here. So, more cult means free model for all. You should, Silent. You should start remembering no toggles. Oh. If you guys want to see a curse fit, you should watch Silent's latest stream that just happened with Cuphead. But yeah, this is what happens. If we get enough more members, you guys get a, we get a mysterious cult model be available for everyone. Pre-rigged and everything. Everyone gets access to it. Free model for everyone. I'll put it up there for free. Every person can have it. It might look better than my model. Is this going to be a robe set with a dark foreboding face? And it might, I might make it... Let me see. What if it light up when people talk? With darkness. Red. Well, because I'm not a goblin artist. That'd be an affront to all goblins. Maybe one day someone's going to ask me to help them with a goblin Vtube model, and I'll learn how to make goblins properly then. I mean, honestly, a goblin Vtube model is actually kind of harder. So let's talk about that. That's gonna be fun to talk about, right? Let's talk about goblin Vtube models. It's gonna make Layla happy, I'm sure. So, normal person head. You can see with my model. Nose is like boop, boop, and maybe boop. That's how they do it, right? And because their nose is so short, they turn to the side, they just look like boop. That's all they do, right? Right? You can always learn to make Vtube models, Layla. I teach people how on my channel and stuff, talk about it. I haven't done a lot of the begetting stuff, but so this is what would be a problem with a goblin. Ah! What the heck? I'm getting raided. Oh, it's a lot of people. Hello, crazy and strange people. Showing off the Vtube model arm I made and rigged up and custom coded. Hello. Welcome. Don't tell them we're a cult, everyone. Do not tell them. Too many people. We can't let them know. Might be problematic. Might have to get the shovel out just in case we have to bury someone. Alright. So, what are they talking about now? What was I talking about? I'm fine. How are you, Dusty? Thank you all guys for showing up for whatever reason. So, anyways, some about Goblin Vtube models. Yes. Okay, so the problem with Goblin Vtube models, first off, sometimes they have huge freaking ears. Huge freaking ears. But the problem is the schnoz. I mean, generally they're balls. You don't have to worry about that. But the problem is, when the goblin turns to the side... Okay, maybe I need a new... we need a new bit of art for this. When the goblin turns to the side... You got the ears already, and you gotta do them right. And now they're sideways. But there's a giant nose you gotta add into. You know, most people don't do the 3D when it comes to Vtube models and stuff. That's their problem. It's like the furries and stuff. A furry, like... looks front down. All they do is like move around a mouth that looks like that, then goes to the side. It's just They don't do a open jaw canine style or whatever that a furry has. They don't do that. Just like goblin and stuff. Goblin models are difficult because of the nose and the ears. And if they do like elf ears, it's a little easier. They don't turn, but what they do instead is like most people, they do a model, it turns like to here and to here. I got Silent's model nearly like 160 degrees turning. He almost turns all the way to the side. I mean, it's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. Let me see here. I'll just put that up just in case, you know. People know. I really, really want to have enough people to inspire me to make this, though. Oh, you know, be a good idea. Good idea. I got an idea. I'm gonna try to add some emojis. I don't know if I can even add custom emojis using the. Might be able to cut custom emojis using Streamlabs. I don't know. I'm a terrible streamer. I don't do streaming. I do content. I don't even do content creation well. I do rigging well and animation and stuff. But so, what if for this we add things like ears terribly sticking out of the hood, Shrek style. Thanks for the radio touch. Let's see. I don't know whose stream it came out of, but this, I guess it's Destiny stream. Let me see. Yeah, it's Destiny Raid. Hello. Yes, thank you. Second time I've been raided. Period. First time I didn't even see. I didn't have anything that told me that or anything. You know, I was like, I don't even have an animation set up yet. I got to figure out what would be a great animation for getting raided or something. It should be a cultist being set on fire. That should be my raid. Like animation. Like, oh crap, they found us. Something like that, right? That should be what it should be. That should be my raid animation. No, we gotta go on. There we go. It should just be. It should just be a guy on fire. And just should just be, oh crap. Oh crap, they found us, right? That sounds good. What do you guys think the raid animation should be of? Anyone got any ideas or things that should be? I wouldn't be that. Would be hard to do a cow. Hard to do a cow sometimes with your arms raised up. Maybe it should just be a torch and just like pitchforks or two. We could also just do just a crowd of pitchforks and torches and just be like, they found us. You know, the typical angry peasant find the cult thing. That sounds funny. What should I? What do you got? You guys got any ideas? Come on. Someone's got to have some more ideas. What should the raid animation be? What should I work on for that? Because I feel that's just, we just got default for the raid animation. We don't have anything funny. If people follow me or subscribe to me, they get to see the cult animation and stuff I made ages ago pop up and stuff, and get to see they join the cult and music plays that I made and all sorts of custom stuff. But we don't have anything for raids. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I gotta figure out if I should do something for the raids up there, you know? I can do pitchforks. The torches might be a little harder, though. I might have to animate this with manual animations, you know, basic things, not like Live2D where I do movements and moving around and stuff. So I'd have to like animate the fire 30 times or whatnot if I do a torch. That'd be funny, but I still feel like for the phrase, more than where's the cult, it should be like from our point of view of, oh crap, they found us. Something funny like that I think was good. That's the whole point of it, you know, that's the thing. But it'd be text underneath that would just be like the thing they do for raid stuff. Well, no, they show someone's rating, but it should be like a big. We could have a pop out bubble for the no crap and stuff. But then we also have to start. But once you get enough people, I need to set a number. I need to set a number too for like when enough people show up. You know what? There's an idea. That's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. This is the new plan. When the channel makes okay, that is not how you spell Twitch. This is the goal. When I make Twitch affiliate, we will finally start working towards pushing out for the cult of blank. We're the Mad Cult. So what are we the Mad Cult of? That's the thing. We're a modern cult. We don't need to be religious based, first of all. We're a modern cult. We have different beliefs. We are flexible. So it could be anything. Like I say before, my favorite things to say, we be the cult of broccoli for world. Broccoli for world leader. That could be the cult idea for like 1 week. You know, we do flex and stuff. We could be the cult of broccoli for world leader for a week, where we believe that broccoli is the only thing that can lead us to salvation and world peace, and we must somehow create a world where broccoli will be the president or the world leader or whatever, you know. Or maybe that broccoli is superior to humans or something, you know. So something weird like that. We can't be too evil. Double dipping, that's disgusting. We get double dipping should be a capital offense. Might be our belief or something, you know. Maybe we have like other beliefs and crazy things and what we follow and lead and believe in and follow and other things. What could it be? It could be anything, but this will be the goal for it. I have 3/4 of that. The problem is current watchers. I do not have enough people. I don't have enough average viewers. My average viewers is like 0.5 normally. A lot of people like watching my stuff after streams, after this, after that. They don't. I am so invisible that it's a meme in its own. Anything can be possible with the cult of the Mad Cult. Well, I mean, autism isn't cute. I will state this right here. I'm going to state this right here on stream for you guys. Okay. The one thing we should never talk about on with my channels and streams, really autism. Let's just say, resulting around that might be potentially my attempts at saving the world and bringing forth new ideas and revolutionary concepts and saving so many people was kind of put down regarding that in a way that might have led to my madness a little. Might have been a very big part of my madness and such. The world doesn't really want to live or go anywhere. It doesn't want to be saved. It wants to die. That's the whole. Okay, I'm getting a little tracked. Let's not talk about autism. For those reasons, the world should burn for its ignorance. Anyways, that's a different story entirely. We should not talk about that. It's a very bad thing. Supposed to be in the bad place. I'm always in the bad place. Or am I in a good place? Shut up, me. Anyways. Moving on. I might have spent half my life researching it. Let's not talk about it. There's a reason I'm a VTuber now. So, what else should we look forward to now? So we'll do, I was thinking, like I said before, the idea of the cult model, right? What if we had attachments, you know? Little sewn on goblin ears and whatnot, or cat ear attachments. I'm making some. I'm gonna make this for my model just because, just for adorable sake. I'm gonna add cat ears to my hood eventually as a toggle. That's a goal. But we could add all sorts of things to the hoods. The face will still be obscured, right? But we could add attachments as toggles for these. I can even do it as separate models, technically, that would just attach. It would just look perfect. But I don't know if that would work, actually. So I might put it part of the model. So we'll update the model occasionally. We'll add things like that, or I don't know, elf ears or something, kind of like sewn in. A lot of haphazard stuff. You know, maybe we'll even add certain, like, toggleable or something with expressions like parts and stuff that might be like patches. But I kind of want the I kind of want the model for the common clothes to be much more uniform. Chicken farm. I feel like you need that silent for like a needle that you just inject into your model's like forehead. Calms you down. Well, your chicken parm obsession. But think about this, guys. Where else will you be able to find a perfect, wonderful, free rogue model that no one else has outside the cult? Well, they'll probably... There's going to be outsider trading. Right? There's going to be outsider trading. We know that's going to happen eventually. But the goal is that means they have to have interactions with the cult. And it brings attention to the Mad Cult. For our... wonderful little model we're going to have. The arms, I'm not even going to have to worry about hands and all. We have, like, movable arms and stuff. Be funny. Wacko, that is absolutely possible. That's a good idea, though. Maybe we should have beliefs that are freaking obvious. Or something, or two as well, you know? That's like things, you know, like arguments over philosophical things that don't matter. Black holes are, the cult of black holes are just a dark shade of blue. Could be that, you know? Just blue, really, really dark, and it's like, oh, it's black. Oh, no, that's technically a blackened blue. You know, Layla. Okay. I'll answer this, Layla. I'll answer this. The reason people like to use rainbows with autism is because they don't want to deal with autistics. Autism is hundreds of conditions within a single diagnosis that everyone decided in 2013 to shove under one umbrella, causing autism spectrum disorder. But the diversion and diversity of autism specifies it cannot be that. And also because they only believe in mental disorders and not mental reorders. It's because of insurance companies and Big Psych being completely idiotic. So that's your answer. It's because everyone decided They didn't want to work with autism, and they decided everything's autistic. Everyone. We just put a group together. In 2013, people with intellectual disability were categorized as autistic as well, practically. Now, they say it's a dual diagnosis, but generally, if your cognitive disorder is reducing your mental capacities, it will also reduce your social capacities, meaning that you can qualify for autism. Psychology and insurance people have decided to just push them all together to make it easier to manage a massive group of people. I went on the high horse a little bit. That's why we don't talk about it. That's why we don't talk about it. Like I said, I spent half my life researching it. The cult of spaceless. The cult that the Mad Cult suddenly believes that there are no stars in space. There's a giant mirror and we're just shining flashlights up there looking for the stars. Lots of crazy stuff like that. What are the other good attachments for the Mad Cult robes? Like things that we can just tack on, or things I could just stick on that people can choose this or that or this. I mean, technically we could choose different robe fronts or something in different shapes. That's possible too. But then I have to animate it for each one to work well. Exactly! We would have been eaten by the T-Rex if we didn't have flashlights in the caveman period. So honestly, flashlights have been around a lot longer than people think. We just didn't use batteries for them back in the day. If you ever look at miner lamps, you realize that flashlights are a very ancient, powerful device. Everything is a giant bookstore about everybody's life. I'll tell you this right now. Degrees in geography is that. Geography, everyone thinks it's like the study of the land, but it's actually the study of everything. Just like that. I might have studied a lot of geography back in the day. Like National Geographic. It's not just about the land. It's about everything. Oh. Is National Geographic still good? I can't remember. I know that like all the other like science things went down like the aliens and ghosts and stuff, you know, or Bigfoot. Welcome back to the History Channel. We're gonna hunt down Bigfoot. We heard sounds in the woods. It might be Bigfoot. We didn't find Bigfoot this time, but we think he's out there. We heard sounds in the woods. Strange enough, Bigfoot sounds just like the most common birds in the area. Other things. That's what they're always like, you know. I'll bring this back in full circle, to we're going back to the topic I don't want to talk about because of my own traumatic experiences and madness and stuff. So, everyone goes is like, how did they build the pyramids? Obviously, they had aliens. Like, no, they had autistics obsessed with it. A bunch of nerds getting around and figuring out how to make big rocks around. That's how they did it. That's the truth. See, sometimes madness actually leads you to the truth instead of insanity. Now then, I'm trying to focus on the art, though. Everything's getting me out there. Oh, Wacko, that's fun stuff, man. You would fit in perfectly. I think paranormal are more free people that just freak out over everything. Let me see, gotta make sure my hand's still working, right? That's the whole point of the stream, you know, is to check on everything and, you know, work it and everything else and see how it works. Also get to check on the health of the stream, make sure it's still going well. Paranormal stuff is really fun, like a fantasy thing to me, you know, it's like, Okay, so I want to think of this robe. And those were just me tapping the tablet and thinking, not actually making anything. It's possible. We're talking about Hatsune Miku, right? Maybe, I don't know, make a freaking ponytail. How do ponytails go? We'll make a Hatsune Miku cult one day. Who knows? You know, it might be possible. No one says that way. You just got to get followers to follow your ideas to organize the cult into a Miku cult. Okay, we'll start. We'll add a. Let me just. We'll add one of those like K or J-pop headbands that are so obsessed and stuff with the. Okay, that's not good enough. Let's get it. Let's see, we could have those, like, okay, I didn't do it. Maybe the thing's too big. Try it this way. Okay, that's too small. Yeah, you know, like a Miku-like thing. Yeah, you can have a pin. We can have a pin and stuff. You can just everything. You can dismantle all the lines, reassemble them, draw them out to Hatsune Miku. Yes, you never know. We could absolutely do a Miku cult and stuff or anything. You just got to get more followers, and you know. If I'm against it and you're like, well, we got more people to get for you, I might be compelled to make it the Miku cult for a few weeks or something. You never know. It might be the greatest period and funniest thing ever. It's the point, you know. We gotta have a... And don't forget the, the glow sticks. You know, if we were goblins instead of a cult, it would probably more... It would work better. Last 3 lines for Parrot. If we ever make, if we, look, I'm a Vtube model maker, so if ever we do become a Miku cult, I will have to wear, I'll add the bandana to myself, and the pin. You know? See, that's the possibility we can do, you know. We could go crazy with all this stuff. We could be a Miku cult if it happens with enough people. It's just it's all possibilities for the future, everyone. We're going to change a lot. I hope. I'm kind of lazy. If I could add all sorts of ears and stuff I can rig up for the model as well. So you could have goblin ears or cat ears or elf ears, all for the model. Just stick on top. Maybe we can have these streams. We can have art streams a lot too. We can have art streams where people go, hey, let's update the cult model. And it'd be like, I want to add, I don't know, dirty mustard stains. And we'll add dirty mustard. Okay, that's green. That's yellow. There we go. That's proper yellow. Okay. I can't see sometimes well. My eyes don't like me. Oops. What are they missing the line? Ah, there. The last time, I am not your art gallery. We are a cult of lunatic mad people. I think every stream this week has been lately trying to get me to post your art on Twitch. Make your own account and stop doing art then. Mustard and ketchup, look. We're just a cult. Doesn't make us goblin themed. We're goblin themed into the cult in that way. It's a belief system, not a race. Might do art like examinations one day. You can look if I ever get to the point that you okay. I'll put it this way. Okay, this will be my concession for you. Okay, if ever we get enough people that do art that are part of the cult and they want to like have me do you get a group of them and you're like, everyone, let's make him make an art review day. I will do an art review video. Okay, I'm always getting green instead of yellow. Let's just get rid of that. PFP? What's a PFP? We're a cult. We're not trying to get our picture out. They'll burn us alive. Probably, maybe, I don't know. We change our idea like 3 minutes every time. You know, that's the whole point about it. The cult is literally ADHD made man if you think about it that way, but you need to find somebody who does goblin art on Twitch and like see if they'll help you with Goblin Miku and stuff and see your art and get ideas and stuff. Did I make a crazy puppet? The cult members aren't all going to be goblins, Layla. It's a bunch of crazy people. Gotta like review my stuff, make sure it's not it's still drawing okay. Did I get it right? Nope. There we go. By the way, everyone, is the pen still tracking well? Does it still look like it's doing okay? My YouTube is like 15 seconds behind, so I can like watch my stream from the future to the past and make sure the pen is still going to the right spot everywhere and looks good. Okay, it's working. Good, good, good. Okay. I can see now. I'd check on it and stuff. So if you see me kind of delay a little bit, it's because I'm looking at the stuff. Where was the arm stuff? Yeah. I want to meet people on fire. Where was my arm of whatever we're talking about? Ah, which one was it? Did I just delete it? Must have deleted it. I still got to figure out the, that's the wrong color. I still have to figure out the arm, stuff. I decided to do like this. Adding another joint. This thing's going to look great, I think. So I'm going to have to, like, re-update the model and stuff a little bit. But this is just testing out the streaming elements of this right now. So I don't know if I really want to do this. I mean, look at my great art. Should I draw this arm on stream one day, or just do it on my own time and leisure? It's another question. There's so many ideas to do with this and stuff. But we finish the hand down if I do it too. But then I also have to do the editing of the model. But that takes my own time more, because that's more random than doing it on stream. Because we rigged it on stream, but fine-tuning is not something that's really that viewable kind of thing, because when you're fine-tuning, you're just moving a little bit at a time and double-checking and back time checking, back time checking, that time checking. You have to go back and forth too many things. I don't think that'd be a good thing to stream. But I'm happy how my model looks right now for the hand test. I really think this is turning out good. I think... Now, it might be... I'm a biased view on this, but... I think my model pretty much definitely one-ups on Spud Tablet, which is another thing people use for cursor tracking and stuff. But that's just a hand and an arm. That's it. Mine's like 8 composited pieces with moving shadows and parts and physics and tracked movements of X and Y and stuff, you know. That's what I have. That's what this is. That's what this can do. And I feel like the movement also looks better enough. I kind of wonder if I should figure out how I can do things like this. Like this whole swing is the wrist of it. It's going whoosh, right? So for everything else, it just looks like though it's just pointing in and going up. But there's a swing to my hand when I do it. Trying to think on how to do that. Probably crazy for some people to watch my stream because like when I do art, because it's just me scribbling around, rambling madly, thinking and positively considering new aspects of how I will draw something and position it, and then also rigging it and animating it later, as well as how I'll get the coding down pat to ensure that the plugin ensures that it's at the correct location. It's difficult. So, what happened with my model eventually? This hand. You might not know it. So this hand looks like it's moving, right? You can see the movement as I do this, you know. You can see the arms move, right? Or the arm move a little bit, right? And the physics and stuff. But truthfully, my model has never left right here. Normally, when you're making your model, you create XY, right? My hand does not have XY. It does, but I've undone it. I did do XY. It helped me kind of get the position and stuff, but I undid it. Why? Because I have a plugin running. And this allows my mouse to take control of my hand. And so as a result, it's basically clicking, and I'm basically dragging it around. That's what's going on. It has the movements from here, but not really. The positional movements are gone, but the animation's still there. And so you'll see a lot of wrist movements and stuff like that as I'm doing this, because that's how the model is made to do it. If anyone has any questions about this wonderful little device of mine, let me know. Just gonna check everything too. So that's that, but I don't know. These are the ramblings of a madman making his model work. I had a code. I had a coded plugin. It's in Python. I don't do Python. I had AI do it for me. Google Gemini in particular did the code for me mostly. I've been editing and working on it and stuff, changing the port orders and other things based on the mechanism of the designs that we're actually using the model for and stuff. So there's a lot going on with that. I want to go back to this and think about like fun little things that could be added to this eventually and stuff. You know, the whole point though, just where's the original? Okay, that's just silent. There we go. I still think it'd be fun to do a bunch of ear tag-ons for it and stuff, and stitch on parts to the model. I have considered, though, the idea of the model being, you know, maybe do it smaller here. So it's easy for me to do like this, right? more masculine shape, but should I ever try to, like... I wonder how I could do it. I'm not very confident in my abilities, but maybe more... of an effeminate design or something eventually. Something different shape-wise or something. I could base it on some of those old-style, like, Oriental stuff. You know, the whole, like, Japanese and Chinese and Asian cultures and stuff that people would talk about back in the day. The styles of way they did outfits like that, especially with the hands together. Or, I mean, come on now. Everyone knows. Everyone will probably think, like, wow, it's like a villager from Minecraft. Might be a funny thing to put behind it one day, but probably not. I mean, it's not a big deal, because I don't like doing things that are copyrighted by other things and getting in the way of it, but, you know, could figure out ways to make a more feminine design or something by closing in the waist a little, shortening the shoulders. Maybe turning the arms a little sideways in. Widening the robe ends, mimicking some of that old traditional culture and stuff. But at the same time, broad and foreboding can be anyone, you know. But it would be fun to kind of like figure out how to do things otherwise in different designs. Maybe get someone else's model and use that as a base of just like the shapes, and then build it from there. Because honestly, the whole thing with building this model, real easy. Real easy, honestly. I would not honestly have a hard time creating this V2 model. But I need motivation to really do it good. Because the strange thing is, people actually don't see my content. I am invisible to the world out there. I don't know why. It's like the algorithm shoots me down before I even start. I try Twitter. I try messaging people. This is how you can fix your problem. Don't get a response. Other people they get a response. I don't know. I'm like, did Twitter like hide me and think you must stranger? We don't like you here. I tried talking to people on Reddit, just weirdos and stuff. One guy was a weird fetishist and like called everyone in there like really strange things, and it was like weird insult. But anyways, that's a different thing. Fun fact is, if you think your account is hidden, probably not. There's ways to find out about the backgrounds of people. So the fetish guy is kind of easy to know he was creeper. Very big creeper. Very big creeper. Oh my god. Russian fetishes too. Very creepy. Very creepy guy. Anyways, like Twitch, I don't get as much views. YouTube don't get much views. Kick, don't get hardly any views. Of course, you know, it's getting better lately. But my point is this. I create entirely original artwork, animations, contraptions, experiments, devices, and the like. And I educate people on how to acquire that and do that as well. And what do we get? 0. Yeah, I created the world's smallest VTube model. How many people have seen it? 80, but really less. Less than 80. Because even though 80 people have said to see it, the amount of view time is like 3 hours on like a 20-minute video or something, or less. That's not a lot of watching it. But again, I will point out to people. Okay, that's one thing. Remember, more. Okay, I got the wrong thing. More cult. Free model. For all of us. We have little talky outfits and stuff in there. We'll have like the robes like emit different colors or something. Maybe I'll put that as an overlay color. I could just do like a, let me just see what it is. So if we have the robe, well, entranceway, we'll put it as white. Right, and we'll blur that in. Maybe I should this, and maybe I can do that better there. Okay, that's not the desired line size we need. Everyone thinks I'm doing just visual showcasing, but truthfully, I'm experimenting at the same time. Ideas, thoughts, seeing how they work, seeing how they look, and coming up with the concepts that way. We'll blur it more and more, and anyways, we'll do like that, and then we'll have like an overlay of something like red or so, at a lower capacity, and oh no, we'll do this, you know, still talk like Of course, it would just be the it wouldn't be the full thing. It would just be this layer would turn red around here. And so it'd be an outline of the shadow. Of course, I could just do a circular effect with that and then mask it into the shadow area. And then it wouldn't look like it follows the shadow, but it's its own independent thing. And we could do that for color output with that. And it tie that to the voice, and the opacity would get higher for, you know, seeing it the louder you are, to a maximum, obviously. But we would have that tied into that to have an opacity bonus kind of thing tied in. And we'd have that as a separate parameter. And then tie that to the other thing and just make it that it advances at a certain degree depending on how loud you are. And that would be the talking part of that, I think would be a good idea. Well, a couple of you lurkers are still there, but anyone got any ideas here before we finish up in here? You can also ask me questions about the art of the Live2D, or if you've got any other questions in the future or you want to learn something, feel free to leave a comment on my channels or any of my socials and whatnot. And I might make videos and entertain you, give you some ideas, creations, experiments. You know how it is. I make crazy stuff here on my channels. I say channel, but it's really like 4 channels and stuff working simultaneously. We got Twitter, we got YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And it's all like, well, the YouTube's where we get the major things we post, and that's what that'll be. But, you know, that'll be that thing. But this was just basically a test of my drawing hand. On top of just inane rambling, you know? So, that's my consideration for now, is whether or not I should make 2 models for the cult, or just keep it at 1. Or I could keep parts of the same. Maybe the hood? Kind of want the thing, if I was going to do feminine, I want it all more feminine. This feels more natural that way. Or more a feminine instead of overly masculine style of approach. So much to consider. Oh well, that's it though. That is the drawing pin, everyone. This is a custom-made Live2D Vtube model with custom plugin to work with following a 4K monitor on pixel perfect positioning. I hope anyone who is watching and watches in the future enjoyed this, because this is just a little tech demo. We'll also talk about the ramblings of the cult. So I hope this helps everyone for anything, and that's just showing off that. So if anyone wants help with that in the future, I mean, not many people watching the end, so I guess I'll just hide my secret words here. I'm a rigger for hire. I'm free, and no one ever takes me up on that offer. I try to get in touch with people. Nobody wants free help from somebody experienced and capable. They want to take from someone that has no wants to help them. Like they get something out of forcing them. Oh no, I offer to help VTubers and stuff and PNG tubers to evolve, and no one wants to take the offer. I wonder why. Maybe I scared them away. Anyways, everyone, that's it for this tech demonstration and all that. If you want to see more like this, let me know. And I didn't know you're watching the end. My God, you just like watching me ramble all day? Oh, you're in the right place every time, aren't you? Anyways, thank you all for showing up on this random, out of the frickin' nowhere stream. I will see you all later, probably Friday. If you have anything you want me to play to Anger Silent, let me know. I gotta work on his anger model and stuff. Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow. Anyways, everyone, thank you for watching the art stream and seeing the hand in motion. I gotta add a elbow and long arm to it, I think. I think it'll look a lot better, you know, like that. Straighten out if it goes far, and then if it comes closer, it should, it wouldn't be hard to do. Where did it go for there? I gotta think of like how it would attach. Anyways, I digress. I'm going insane more by, you know, ignoring my needs to do stuff. Or doing my needs to, you know how it is, everyone. I'll see you all on Friday before I go.